What's going on, guys? Chef B. Just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for all the support that you've given me over the years. I think back and I remember when you guys were supporting me when I first started selling dinners out of my home. You guys were there. You didn't care, you showed up and you supported. Then when I came up with this idea called the soul roll, you guys showed up and you supported. When I came and I told you guys also that I was going to go to culinary school, putting everything else to the side, you showed up, you supported, and you encouraged me all the way through, and we got our degree together. Well, this is going to be the next level and the next step in this process. I'm going to give you guys another piece of me because you've given me so much of you. This is my chance to give back to you. I'm going to be doing a segment called Eat, Pray, Share. And that's where we eat together and break bread. We pray together as a family, but then I get to share some of this culinary excellence that you guys have afforded me the opportunity to receive. Today, I'm going to give you a tomato and spinach linguine with a crusted chicken breast. In the culinary world, there are steps that you take to provide a certain expectation. One of the things we're going to do is you have what they call TCS foods, which is our chicken breast, but you also have ready-to-eat foods, which is our vegetables. What we're going to do is we start with your ready-to-eat foods first. The reason why you don't want to use a TCS food, which is your chicken breast, first and then do your ready-to-eat food is because of a thing called cross-contamination. The thing we don't want to do is get anybody sick. I don't know about y'all, but I hate being sick. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our vegetables, and then we're going to move on to our chicken breast, and then we're going to move on to building our Alfredo sauce for the pasta. On this Christian journey, you're going to run into some obstacles. Life is going to put you in a situation where you get cut. But you can't focus on not getting cut. Sometimes your cuts is the biggest part of your process. Sometimes your cuts is what lets you know who you are, who God is, and who you were made to be. The cuts that I've received all made me better. And I thank him for that because we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for him. Here I'm chopping some baby portobello mushrooms. We're going to saute those mushrooms, and once we have them sauteed, it's going to go in our Alfredo sauce. Next, we're going to chop some grape tomatoes. With these grape tomatoes, it's going to help give us that flavor that we're looking for. The way I like to chop a grape tomato, you can see the top end and then you can see the butt end. What I do is I like to put it where it's balanced. Just run my knife right between and just chop it in half. That way you get to see the seed pod, and that gives you awesome flavor. The flavor gets to go all the way throughout the tomato, and what that does is not only does it give a nice presentation, but it also adds flavor. And the reason why presentation matters is because people eat with their eyes first. So you always want to have a nice presentation. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to chop some garlic. Now I like to use whole clove garlic. Garlic is one of those things that when you use it right, it tastes amazing. But when you use too much, you know about it. So you take your knife, you put your clove of garlic down, take your knife, and you just give it a good hit. Take your other one, good hit. Good hit, and then you just chop it like so. I like to shop local. I like to support the locals. Usually your farmer's market give you the best product. There are some organic superstores, supermarkets, should I say, that you can find ingredients just as good. But shop local, support your community, your local farmer's market. They usually give you the best product for the price. What I'm doing right now is I'm about to chop some parsley. And instead of lining it all up, trying to figure out how or if our cut is going to be even. Before we cut the stem, we can line it up at the butt, or should I say at the head, and just give a good and throw all these stems away. Or you can use these same stems if you want to make a sachet or some type of vegetable stock. Then we're going to chiffonade our parsley, which is basically taking it, gathering it up, and slightly rolling it. And this technique again is called chiffonade. I just want to do a light chop. Now, as you see, I'm not doing the super fast chop that you see on television. A lot of times, that's just showmanship. I can do it, but it doesn't make sense in this context because all we're going to do is mince this parsley. So trying to chop real fast doesn't really serve us a purpose here. And I want to do things that you can do at your home. Once we have this beautiful parsley, as you can see, this is the texture and the consistency you're looking for. This parsley is going to serve two purposes. We're going to put a little bit of it in our linguine, but we're also going to put some in our Alfredo. Okay, guys, we're back. What we're going to do now is we have our chicken breast, right? And what we're going to do with our chicken breast is we're going to butterfly our chicken breast. Sometimes when you butterfly chicken breast, as you can see, it's the whole breast, very large. To me, I like to put the side that's closest to the bone, I like to put that side down. And you put your hand flat over the top, and you make sure you have a sharp knife, and you just slide your knife right in and fold that a little bit. And that's how you butterfly chicken breast. So we've already prepped all of our ingredients. Next step is the cooking process. One of the things that we're going to do first is we're going to build our Alfredo. In building our Alfredo, we're going to start with butter, then we're going to do flour, and we're going to make a bouillon roux. Once we make our bouillon roux, we're going to add a few more of our vegetables, our herbs, and then we're going to add our spinach. Once we add our spinach, then we're going to add our heavy cream. There's a thing in the culinary world called mise en place. And what that's called is everything in its place. The reason why you want to get all your ingredients together before you get started is so you never have to leave the cooking site. So if anything goes wrong, I'm always here cooking. Once you get started cooking, you never want to leave your cook space. That leaves too much room for things to happen. One of the biggest fears that I get from a lot of people is they're afraid to try new things because they're scared that they're going to mess it up. If you mise en place, which is French for everything in its place, if you mise en place properly, you never have to leave the stove. Once you don't have to leave, you can always maintain control of your overall product. Now what we're doing now is we're sauteing our vegetables. We're sweating our onions. We're sweating our tomatoes. We're also sweating our mushrooms. When you sweat an onion, what that does is it's going to release the natural sugars that's in the onion itself. That's called the Maillard reaction. And what that's going to do is that's going to give the onions a chance to create a translucent color. Because what you don't want is you don't want them dark. We're not trying to caramelize them. We just want to sweat them. So we're just kind of releasing those natural oils and those natural sugars that's in the onion that's going to burst and give you that burst of flavor. I wish you guys could smell it. It smells so amazing. Now we're adding our spinach. Now, a lot of times, a lot of people don't realize how much moisture that spinach holds, but when you first add the spinach, it's gonna completely fill your saucepan. But as those natural oils and that moisture that's in the spinach release, it's gonna break down and shrink. Now we're adding our flour. We're going to make what some would call a blonde roux, but all we're doing is giving it a slight thickening agent to help the sauce have a nice creamy consistency. Next thing we're going to add is our heavy whipping cream. We're going to cook the sauce for about 5 to 7 minutes, because what we're doing is we're just basically building flavors. We've already sauteed our vegetables. We already sweated our onions. We've already sauteed our mushrooms. So the only thing we're doing now is building our Alfredo sauce. And the only thing that we have to do at this point is add some of our seasoning. I'm going to add a little cayenne. Give it a little bit of bite. I'm going to add some Italian seasoning. A little bit of black pepper. Kosher salt. And some basil. And as you can see, it's beginning to look really amazing. Now, this is a dish that you can cook from start to finish in under 30 minutes. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and crust our chicken. So what we're going to do is going to have a very simple recipe. Salt, pepper, our chicken breast, a little bit of flour, vegetable oil, and that's it. I'm going to lightly flour it. You don't want it to be heavy. You just want a light coating. So the next thing we're going to do, as our chicken breasts are frying, we're going to go ahead and continue to finish our linguine alfredo. We're just going to add our linguine pasta to the sauce. Now that we've tossed our linguine in with the Alfredo sauce, this segment of the dish is completely done. If we were to make this a dish that would be considered meatless, not vegan because we have heavy cream, so it's not vegan, but maybe vegetarian, then at this point we can enjoy the dish as is. So what we're going to do now, so we're going to take our chicken breast and we're going to cut it in slices. I like to start with what I like to call the tail end. Done, start to finish, maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes, you tell me. And what we're going to do now is we're going to plate it up. I'm going to show you the easiest way to plate it up. It's going to look amazing. It's going to taste absolutely delicious. Guys, I want to thank you. Let's thank God together, because without Him, we're nothing. I know sometimes this journey seems hard, but as long as we have God with us, we know that we can make it. He didn't say it was easy, but He did promise that He'll always be with us, even until the end of the world. See you next time.